What are the best movies of year 2023 so far? What's happening, guys? Back at you with another video. So in this video, I'm going to be making a list of the top 5 movies. At least in my opinion, these are the top 5 movies of 2023 so far. Now, let it be said that I have not seen every single movie that's come out so far in the year of 2023, leading up to this point. So this is just me taking a look back at all the movies that came out in the first half of the year, basically January through June. And like I said, haven't seen every single movie that's came out this year. There's definitely some movies I want to check out before the year is up, and there's some that I want to definitely watch and see. But I haven't seen every single movie in the year 2023 so far. So this is just going to be my personal list on what I think is the best so far of the year 2023. Now I'm going to do a top 5, and I do plan on doing a end of the year video where it's going to be a total of a top 10 best of all the movies out of 2023. So this is just going to be a top 5. Just in general, top 5. This is what I think is the best of 2023 so far. Let's get into the number 5 movie, and that is going to be the Super Mario Brothers movie. Now, I really had a blast with this movie. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. Just brings you back to like the nostalgia and childhood of playing Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo and all that, and just having that sort of modernized, bringing some modernized references in there also too. Had a great soundtrack and music throughout the movie, and like I said, it brought a smile to my face. I just had fun and I had a blast watching this movie. While watching this movie, I believe it came out in March. I think it was March or April, one of those months. Already forgot. But yeah, I had a blast. I had a lot of fun watching this movie, so I got to put it on the top 5 so far. Moving into the number 4 spot, and that is going to be Scream 6. Scream 6, I think, brought a lot of new things to the Scream franchise and was able to just bring this new sense of like it was more on the edge, and just more like it just brought the violence and all that. And I really liked the way it was able to do with some of the things it was bringing in this movie with Scream 6, and it just was kind of twists and turns a little bit in the beginning, and then just the other things that I was able to bring in this movie. Like I thought it was like more, it seemed more violent and more sort of not necessarily gory, because it doesn't show a lot of gore, but like it did show some stuff, I gotta say, which I really did like and enjoy about it. So it was bringing some new kind of fresher things to the movie and to the franchise of Scream in general. So I really like what it was able to do, and I really did enjoy this movie. I really think it's one of the better Scream movies in the franchise. So I had to put it on top 5. Moving into the number 3 movie, and this one was kind of unexpected. I was planning to watch this movie, and I did end up watching it, and I actually did enjoy this movie. And it's really not like a big time kind of movie. This movie was definitely more character and story based, and that's one of the things that it shined on, and that's why I was putting it into the top 5. And that movie is going to be Air. I think Air does a great job of telling this story of a story that everybody already knows. We already know the story of Michael Jordan, how he became one of the greatest of all times basketball players. We understand his Jordan shoe line and how it all came to be. Like, we know the ending to this story. One of the things that I like about Air is that it tells you from the beginning and how it sets up to the ending to the story that everybody already knows. So one of the things I like about it is character based. It's story driven, character and story driven, and it tells a story, kind of some unknown stuff that you probably didn't know about before, considering that you already know the ending on how everything's going to end up happening and how it's going to all end and all that. But it gives you the story from the beginning, how it's all set up, and how it gets to that ending, which I do like. And I like how they were able to just incorporate everything into this story, give us this almost sort of underdog story also in a way, and just have these characters, and just have like the Matt Damon, who's like just going hard trying to get a basketball player to represent Nike, and like, you know, having this story of Nike actually being like the underdog, and like we're not used to that in these days, but having them back in the 80s and having all those 80s references in the movie and all that stuff, and then having Nike actually be like the underdog, and they're trying to go after a star player to represent them and all that. So I think this is a movie that did a good job of telling us a story that we already know the ending to, but telling us the beginning of that story, and setting up the things to where we see how it all came together. And I like that. And I like, and also too, considering that I'm a fan of Michael Jordan too, so like in the shoes of Jordan shoes also. So it was a nice little movie, a nice little story to actually watch, and I was just surprised by it on how good it actually was and how much I actually did like it and stuff. But yeah, I gotta put that one at the number 3 spot. Coming in at the number 2 spot, and that's going to be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I enjoy this movie so much. I like everything it was able to do, everything it was able to set up. We get a multiverse movie that was done really well in just a cluster of multiverse movies that we got over the many years, past couple years now. And this one just does a lot of great things with the multiverse and having different versions of a character and just having all the different spider people come into this movie and just catch a Spider-Man from like a show, a movie, or something. And it was able to bring us all this and then be able to bring us another story and be able to push the character of Miles Morales further and more forward. And I like the things that I was able to do with Gwen Stacy, where they'll bring her more in the forefront, where the movie like literally starts with her, and it kind of starts with her story, and it kind of ends with her also. So it's being able to push the character Gwen Stacy more into the forefront, even though this was still a sort of Miles Morales kind of story, but bringing her to the forefront and being able to have her character progress and being able to see this whole character arc with her. And then just on the other hand, just bringing all these other Spider people, and then having the Spot be sort of the antagonist of this movie, but sort of the side antagonist. And we're going to get a bigger part of him in the next movie with Beyond the Spider-Verse, but like having Spider-Man 2099 come in this movie and have him be the antagonist in this movie in a way, and being able to push the character of Miles Morales forward and being able to have this story with him, and is very looks upon his family, very family based, and looking upon that too. But like the way this movie is just does a lot of great things, where it's bringing us the multiverse and just does a lot of great things considering all the multiverse movies that we got in, and this one just does the best at bringing it all together into this movie. So I really enjoyed Across the Spider-Verse. In my opinion, right now is definitely one of a top tier Spider-Man movie, and I just enjoyed it, and I had a blast watching this movie. I enjoyed it so much. But coming in at the number 1 spot, at least for right now, is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This movie was an emotional roller coaster of a time. A whole roller coaster of emotions. You felt happy, you felt sad, you felt just a bunch of different emotions all in one movie, and it just proves to show that James Gunn was able to bring us this story and bring us an ending to this so-called trilogy of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and being able to just give us that to where it's like he kind of closes the story off for these characters, and it's like it ends very well to where he closes the story off for some of these characters, and possibly some of these characters could come back or show up again in future movies. But in essence, he's really just able to close off the story to the Guardians of the Galaxy team as they are, and close off some of the story to some of these characters and bring us a happy ending in a way to some of these characters, and just the way that we're able to feel and just have the story of Rocket be told in this movie, and kind of you see the kind of threading line through all the movies on how it's kind of Rocket's story, and being able to give us that and just have us go on this emotional roller coaster of a ride in this movie. And I enjoyed this movie so much. I saw it twice in theaters, and I really want to see it again. It's like so amazing. It was just amazing what James Gunn was able to do with this movie, and bring us this movie, and to bring us this story, bring us this ending to a trilogy, and have this be like one of the great trilogies for this team of characters that we've grown to love. And like just from the beginning of how they really weren't a household name, and then nobody really knew about them, but like by when it's all said and done with this trilogy, and by the ending, everybody has felt emotional about them, the team, and all that. So just proves to show how well James Gunn has done with this franchise and these characters and this basically family team. And I like this movie. I love this movie so much. It was just an amazing movie. Honestly, it's going to take a lot for any other movie that comes out in the rest of the year to dethrone this movie at number 1, because currently right now it's my favorite movie of the year. It is my number 1 movie of the year so far, and it's going to take a lot to be able to dethrone that top spot of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So that is going to do it for the top 5 movies of 2023 so far. This list could definitely change when it's all said and done by the end of the year, but that's how I see these as the top 5 movies so far 2023. Like I said, there's definitely some movies I haven't seen yet that I do want to check out, but I do plan on watching them sooner. That way I could do the end of the year video, and this list could change. It could change, so we'll see if it does change by the time the end of the year is done. But let's see how it goes with the rest of the movies that are coming out in the rest of this year for 2023. I'm excited and looking forward to the rest of the movies that are coming out in 2023. So we'll see how they do, and we see how they are. But that's going to do our first video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below, what are your top 5 movies of 2023 so far. But I'll see y'all all in the next video. If you want to be part of Team Legendary, all you gotta do is subscribe and turn notifications on so you know when I post another video. Hope y'all have an awesome day, and remember, be legendary.